W.i.S.H, a very peculiar Indian pop group that we have been recommended, and we've actually checked out their first song, and you're probably checking that video here as I'm talking. We weren't that impressed, actually. It didn't
Did not float my boat.
yeah, and we didn't review it very highly either. And we actually reviewed it with a lot of care and attention with that first song that they released, their debut. And ironically enough, it had like some mambo influences, that song, and some Latin influences.
Yeah, it was like a Latin pop kind of inspired
Yeah,
track.
so you would presume that for us as reviewers, if we're going to be biased in anything, that would be the fucking song.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it really lacked congruency, and it did not lack production value, video production making. They're a joke.
However, it felt a little rushed in terms of like sound production. The song could have been a bit better comprehensively speaking.
Indeed.
The structure of the track was all over the place. I didn't really understand what the concept for the vocals was either.
So it begged a few questions. Then they've come back again with this song, which is called Galti, a few weeks ago. And I've heard this in my own time. It's featuring this geezer, MXRZY. He has like a rap really early on in the song. Actually, he starts rapping. This is all very much pop. It makes sense. Like everything was fine. The chorus is all right as well. It still has the same issues that we discussed in the first one. I mean, again, I have heard this in quite a lot of depth. Bali hasn't had a chance to actually listen to this in full. Before recording the video, she did have a look, but it didn't offer anything new that we were like, oh, let's do the full review of this, and I think it will be cool to share on the channel. I think this is also cool for you guys to see, because there's a ton of videos that don't make it to the main channel, and don't put them out, because there is no point in me just reiterating that same point throughout, an 8-10 minute review where it's like, well, that song, that's not good, or that's not well, and stuff like that. However, I do think it's important for us to sort of highlight the things that are sort of happening in different industries, especially when it comes to pop, since we're so involved in pop music, Korean pop, Chinese pop, Japanese pop, Indonesian pop, Malaysian pop, now even Brazilian pop, you'll see in the next few weeks, returning to that, actually. So we're so involved in sort of pop at the moment. And we see a lot of the mistakes in different industries, which is mainly either the congruency problem, or it feels like this rushed problem, because there's so much going on in the markets at the moment. So you feel like you always have to compete. But obviously production value in terms of this music video, it's like, what's wrong with this music video?
No, absolutely
fucking
nothing. Nothing wrong.
What's wrong with the girls as visual casts?
Nothing.
Not a problem.
Nothing. I had a problem with their debut track because of the vocal incongruencies and the lack of care for that track.
More of a music problem.
It definitely was a music problem. It had nothing to do with the image or the product per se, which I think is half the battle when it comes to pop. It's just a shame because we're in the streaming era, and the value of a pop track in terms of audio production and what they can offer in studio is sometimes more, it provides more weight than it would do in any other aspects, because videos are kind of dying down, and it's all about the online platforms, and the songs, the shorter they are, the more streamable they become. So I had a lot of issues with the criteria of pop per se, especially in how it was executed, and this track was just another
highlight
part,
of that.
Yeah, another part of the formula,
Yeah,
which
it's
it's okay because it's an improvement from the previous song,
Yes.
Which is definitely worth talking about, but not enough for me to make a video about
And
it.
also, the main concern still is there, which is we're music purists, and the way artists make the most money and make the most impact is not through streams, and it's not through music video making. It's through live music.
Correct.
It's through selling tickets. I do not see how this would carry through in a mind-blowing way, in a way in which it will make me take out my wallet and break my studio and make me pay for that ticket. So you guys, I understand that they have a ton of fans and stuff, and again, this is nothing against the girls. This is fine. The girls, I think, are actually fairly talented. I wanted to check this out, which is in an acoustic setting. Of course, you guys know that we like acoustic stuff, and this is very much raw, so I wanted to sort of give this a go.
W.i.S.H
Where are the microphones?
I think they have
Where are the
lavaliers on.
microphones?
Yeah, she's holding it.
Oh, okay, good.
Oh,
Is she?
what the fuck? She's not.
Where are the microphones?
It is real.
It is
though.
real.
Yeah, it is real.
I just don't know where the microphones
Maybe it could be an
are.
overhead. Good damn mic. Where the fuck are the mics?
What?
But also, they are really.
What?
This is really strong.
I'm not.
This is very, very strong. But I don't know where the fuck the
Where
mics
the
are.
hell are the mics?
Because some of them have more gains than others.
Correct. Where are they?
But I think it's more of a proximity issue because the only ones that have more gain are these two girls.
Yeah,
So it could
might
be a proximity. They're closer, obviously.
to the camera or the phone.
But also, the click is like fairly clear, man. Like maybe I don't know. They have the mic fairly close. It's just video magic, I guess, in that sense, angles.
Yeah, could be. Because the video was filmed with a phone.
Yeah. Fucking 7.
I like.
Nice. You see what I mean?
Nice.
I don't think it's nothing against the girls. The girls are fucking talented as balls. That's great. That might make me buy a fucking ticket. If they can do an acoustic setting like this, why not give them a live band? All of a sudden, the girls don't have to do some bizarre choreo. They just sort of do their thing and then they sing. And I'm fucking out here throwing cash. You know? But that first song, it did not let me know that. Even though it was mambo. Like, they did have that mambo and salsa gran combo style, you know, at the beginning. And then I'm like, yeah, I bet. What's this going to sound like live? It's just going to be a track.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. Here's what I believe, because in the early 2000s there was an era of singers that were actually really good live that didn't come across as such in their studio music because of the standards of pop music and what they were trying to market for.
Yep.
And that's what this reminds me of a little bit. So the product shows you something, and the artist is something else.
Correct.
And that perhaps is what I was sensing
in the
first two tracks that we were exposed to. The incongruencies from the concept and the style with the actual performers and who they are as artists. And I think all of this can be polished out throughout years and more exposure.
Correct.
So this is actually quite promising in terms of like what they could be.
Time will reveal all, anyways. Once they start
this
touring.
is actually quite hopeful.
But this is really good.
This is really great.
So, which then is like, what the fuck? It's just the songs then are dead.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's
exactly,
nothing to do with the girls, which then is a management problem, which then is a producing problem. I don't think they're writing their own songs. I don't think they are composing their own thing. She is a genuine musician, very obviously a good guitarist. So maybe they could be. I don't know. I don't know if they have any creds. Let us know in the comments. What I was gonna say is, if you feel like we're being perhaps too harsh on this sense with W.i.S.H, it's because they're part of the Indian music industry.
Different criteria apply.
You're in hell because the competition in the Indian music industry is fucking nuts. Because the top dogs at the moment have Indian classical background. You beat them in terms of technicality. And if we're giving them 10s out of 10s, and if we're sort of reviewing them always so highly, and I'm telling you, go buy the Sonu Nigam ticket. Go buy the Shreya Ghoshal ticket. Our reviews, that's a fucking world-class performance of that. So if I'm saying that about them, how can I then tell you, well, go buy, and something that I'm actually having a couple of issues with, then I don't think is worth whatever they're trying to sell you in. But it turns out then, the girls are world-class talent. In terms of pop, why not? But the problem is, Indian pop is wild.
And And the thing is,
because
like,
Indian pop, I mean, like Arijit Singh is a pop artist.
correct, but you know what you can argue? You can argue that they are then like bringing fusion elements to Indian pop music, which allows them to be more accessible for people all across the world. Which I think that's their main focus.
I think they're trying to be very, they're trying to appeal a lot to the international market.
So that could be their arguments. Like, we're doing things in a more Western way, in a more pop-forward US way.
I mean, you can kind of see as well through the visual cast, like kind of what they're trying to go for in terms of, let's try to have some international appeal.
Yeah.
Obviously, very, very pretty girls, very attractive women, very good dancers, it seems. I mean, I haven't seen any of the dance practice or anything like that, but I presume they're good. Obviously, vocally, great. That's really good, man. You can't do that if you're shit.
No, I'm really impressed. I'm really impressed.
So
I want to see more, though. I have questions, but I want to see more. And if there are other snippets or TikToks or anything of the sort that kind of like that have no processed audio, that would
just roll to the tech, dog.
Yeah, absolutely would
on
love
live
to see more of
streams or
that.
whatever. Anyways, let us know what you guys thought about it.